Hey everybody, it's Saratoga, and this is your weekly focus card reading for the week beginning March 30th through April the 5th, 2020. So in this card we have the sun and we have the number 1 at the very top. And this card is awesome. To me, this card is all about ascension. And the number 1 signifies our first primary focus should be ascension. The sun, the physical sun, is very much a part of what the cosmic energies that generate our earthly ascension process. So just as we are not just physical, the earth is not just physical, the sun as well is not just physical. So I'm going to suggest 2 different messages from this card. One is a physical message and another is more of a metaphysical message. So the metaphysical message has to do with positioning ourselves for ascension under the light of the sun. Now, the sun in this case could have multiple meanings. It represents light, our focus on the light from within being our center. It also has to do with the I want to say physiology of our planet and the physiology of all life on this planet. It's all of its ecosystems, the planet as a completely living entity, and the sun as well as a living entity. And the synergy between those 2 entities combined with the galactic forces at work in our ascension are what actually produce the massive changes that we are all experiencing. Now, where you see symbolism for ascension in this card is if you look to the left of the woman. It's a little hard to see because these drawings are kind of small, but there is a fish who is coming out of the water, ascending up out of the water. So that really depicts, in other words, this fish is leaving its former environment that it needed to survive. It no longer needs that environment for survival. It is now ascending to a higher level where it is free and it doesn't depend on that environment to survive any longer. And that's kind of what our ascension process is all about, because right now we are very rooted in the physical, in third dimensional reality. We're very concerned with our physical survival. However, ascension has to do with the transmutation of our physical selves into that which is infinite, into that which does not require all of these survival needs. And that's a profound process, which I won't get into in this small reading here, but I want you to think about just positioning yourself from within yourself to understand that ascension is really the main event that we are all experiencing right now. Now, I know it looks like the main event is this virus and the quarantine and all this chaos going on around the world. I know it looks like that's the main event, but I want to encourage you all to shift your consciousness into a deeper understanding that the main event, the actual main event, is our ascension process, which is what our spiritual awakening is for. Our spiritual awakening is designed to align us on every single level, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, on every single level, energetically, with the ascension of this planet. That's the purpose of your spiritual awakening. So they're very tied together. So now also in this card, we see a lot of symbolism for new life. There's a new baby on the far left of what looks like that bowl of water, which again symbolizes new life. On the right, we see symbols of creativity. There's, it looks like a book, and there's some paintbrushes, and there's a musical instrument there. So these are all symbols of creativity. So what we need to be thinking about this week is engaging our creative power. As creators, we are fundamentally creators. That means we need to be creating. And I know on a physical level, with all this quarantine and this lockdown, it looks like we're supposed to just lock ourselves down and do absolutely nothing. That is the complete and total opposite. You could even look at this as a gift in a way, that all of your former habits and patterns of behavior that link to the physical world have been essentially cut off. So that you could look at that in a positive way and say, okay, maybe this is a good thing, because now I have to redirect my energy into something that is, I have to redirect my energy into something new, into creating something new, creating from nothing, especially if you're not able to work. So try to view your life this week in a highly positive way. Understand that your life is not by any means limited to this lockdown, this quarantine, this virus. There's no way you are limited just to that. Like that's all there is at the current time. No, this is a time to go within, connect with the physical sun. And by the way, related to the physical sun, I think there's a big message here to get out into the physical sunlight, because that is really good for your health. It's good for your mood. It's good for your body. So if the weather permits wherever you live, make sure, not just this week, but from now on, you take time into the sun. If you're in the, take time to go out into the sun. If you're in the northern hemisphere, we are having more and more daylight. The weather's getting warmer. If you're in the southern hemisphere, even if it's cold, you can still go out and get sunshine when the weather permits. So you need that sunlight. You need that connection to the physical sun more than ever. The other thing I will say about this image is you can see the lotus flowers in the water, and the lotus symbolizes being transcendent of the, I'll call it the former world, because really what we're experiencing is the breakdown of the old world. And that is indeed part of our ascension. So we need to be transcendent of this breakdown that's happening. We need to use our creative energy as the symbolism on the right side of the card, the new life that's symbolized on the left side of the card. So we create new life for ourselves in preparation for our ascension, and focusing on the sun. The woman in this picture is positioned directly under the light of that sun. So you are focused and centered in the light. Okay, so just to complete this, make this week be all about the light within you, the light of positive energy, the light of a high vibration, the light of a positive attitude, the flowing energy of creativity. How are you going to create a new life for yourself? How are you going to come into your power as a cosmic being and create a new life that is not dependent on all this old junk that's falling apart right now? How are you going to connect with the cosmos? How are you going to connect with the sun, with the galaxy, with the universe that we actually physically live in? So there's all this amazing opportunity available to you right now. And I encourage you this week to explore all of that, because probably you have the time and you have the space to shift to a higher frame of reference, a higher point of reference in terms of how you view your existence in this life and in this universe. I'm wishing you all a beautiful week with lots and lots of light, lots of love, optimism, and loads of creative energy, so that you can embark on a brand new life, a more positive, a higher vibrational, and more uplifted life for yourself. And with that, I'm sending you guys so much love, more light and positive energy, and I'm wishing you a beautiful week. Namaste, everyone.